Grab a beer and pull up a chair. Welcome to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Northwoods Beer Guy Podcast. This is Mike, the Northwoods Beer Guy. And today we are in the it feels very frigid to me right now, up north in the Northwoods.
In the north.
And that means we are here with BK.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
Well, you know, it's up north and it's starting to feel a little almost past fall.
Yeah.
Today, there were some flurries and whatnot, but yeah, it's good to be back up here for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, we do have to fill you in on something. This is either, like you said earlier, Brian, it's whichever way you look at it. It's either the latest time of day that we've ever recorded a podcast or the earliest.
Or by far the earliest.
Because it is
exactly 12:55 in the AM.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But hey, we were a little busy today.
Well, and not only that, but we do this for you, right?
Yeah.
So you, the listener.
Yeah.
We make sure that we get this done.
And we thought, well, we could, go to bed, sleep on it, think about maybe in the morning, or we could drink beer. And it was unanimous. I guess we're going to drink beer.
All two of us.
Yeah, it was 2-0. Yeah.
You can't drink all day if you don't start.
Well, it was kind of weird because I think our wives actually voted for us to drink beer too.
I think they did. I think they were ready for bed.
So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But craziness, man. Yeah, it's been flurrying out a little bit. It's cold. It's, I'm not ready for this.
No, well, in my life, and things have changed a little bit, I haven't prayed for snow since I was about 6. But in my line of work now, my second job, and that I bought a resort. So
yes,
we're on a snowmobile trail. We've got a bar. Officially, unofficially, the host of the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast bar.
Yep.
Not that we're naming it that, but
no.
Callahan Lake Resort is the resort that we've camped at for years, and it came up for sale, and my wife and I pulled the trigger and made the jump into it. So we are now bar owners as opposed to just bar
patrons.
Patrons, right? So yeah, we were gonna record this. I think it was about 4:30 or 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Things had slowed down. We were doing some decorating. The wives were for Christmas coming up and Thanksgiving and 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 side-by-sides came in, a couple trucks, and we had a bar of 50 people. And that's the way it works up here, up north, so to speak. And so then we had a bar full until about 11 o'clock. So we quickly ate dinner because we were starving. Yeah. We were going to eat earlier too, and that's just the way it goes. But yeah, I'm glad to have people around, and glad to have Mike back up. You're our first visitors officially, not camping in our new abode, so to speak, and it's been a crazy day, to be honest.
No doubt. I mean, we got a lot of stuff done today.
We most certainly did. We're mostly water related, like get it out of your camper, get it out of here, button this up. But
we moved a piano.
We did move a piano.
That was heavier than I thought it was, but yeah, we got it out of there.
There's a reason why they sit.
Exactly.
Right? People don't take them with them.
Yep, you got that right, man. So yeah, I guess one thing I would like to talk a little bit about too is some of the changes in the bar. I mean, you've brought in craft beer. I
did as much as I could.
Yeah,
right?
And the thing I like is you're bringing in different stuff. You know what I mean?
So my goal was, and again, my wife she's gluten-free, so she doesn't really drink beer, but Mike and you and I have been to every bar within 40 miles of here for the most part. And there's the same
research purposes only.
Yeah, tax write-off. No research. Yeah.
Hated every minute of it.
But it's the same 2 or 3 breweries. Now, don't get me wrong. Angry Minnow Brewing is up here. Fantastic beers they have. South Shore out of Duluth and Superior, great beers. But it's the same 3 every Castle Danger,
Spotted Cow,
New Glarus, right? So there's the same thing every time, and some of them I have to carry, as a bar owner. Spotted Cow is one people ask for. I have a more mud puppy porter than I knew was possible. The previous owners loaded up on that, but I didn't want the stuff that everybody gets. I didn't want the regular everyday stuff. So I got some stuff from like Summit Saga. It's an IPA. I've got 2 or 3 IPAs. I've got some Goose Island. And these are not things you see on tap. Yep. They're not things you see in bottles anywhere. So I just tried to go out on a limb. We don't sell a lot of craft beer in the wintertime, probably more of a summer thing. We've got a couple of stouts and they're tough to get. And that's, again, in the next few months, I'll get a little better handle of it. But it's really difficult to diversify your beer through the distributors based on how far you are away from Milwaukee or how far you are away from the Twin Cities. Sorry, but we don't drive that beer that far away from, which doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
When I can go to the grocery store in town and buy it, but I can't get through the distributors.
Yeah.
So there's some challenges there, but there's also some stuff that I can get that most people can, and we're working to it. If everybody wrote their suggestions on $100 bill and handed it to me, it would make life a lot easier.
There you go.
Because we have an eternity of people that visit the bar, and God love all of them, and they, you know what you should do, or you know what you ought to do. Those are some of them are great ideas, and some of them are, but do you know how much that costs? Right.
Yeah.
So it's been a crazy 9 weeks now that we've quote unquote on it.
Yeah.
We took over on the 28th of August. We've had all of September, all of October, and we're just getting in November. So we've made some major changes. We've knocked out some walls. We've brought in tables. We've planned to rebuild a new bar. We've
got TVs.
We've got TVs
games on, and
there's games. And today we had lots of people watching college football. Tomorrow
there'll be NFL.
The NFL is on. So, just the things to bring people to the bar. We have a Bloody Mary bar morning at 11 o'clock where you can make your own Bloody Mary. So things to bring people together. The goal of ours, is my wife and I, is not to be millionaires. We're taking a leap of faith that we can make this work. I work in telephone. She was a nurse. I figure, we can serve beer. I guess 1 + 1 = 7. But it's been a fun journey thus far. When we're not even quite 3 months into it.
Well, and other things that I really like that you're doing too is, your wife has her martini menu, and she changes that up quite, fairly regular. You've got smoked old fashions. You brought in a lot of different bourbon. You're still building that as well, but still, it's things that hadn't been here before.
Yep.
And it's really been a surprise to me, in a good way, the number of people that. This is the first time we've ever been here, or we thought this was a private bar, and I mean, just the sheer like today when you said there was 50 people, there was a whole bunch that all those people, like maybe one or two of them had been here before, in that group, and that was it, and
one of the other beauties today was too, and we've run into this, and again, we try to be part of that group. Is there were 4 people that were part of that large group that came in today that you witnessed, and 4 of those people own bars.
Yeah.
They own resorts in the area. And so the absolute wonderful part about this area is everybody's for everybody else. There's no, we don't like this guy or we hate them or whatnot. Restaurants and bars, hey, where's a good place to go get this? Oh, go right down the road to here. Or, if you like an old fashioned and try one smoked, go down to Callahan Lake Resort. There's been a lot of that camaraderie and an open arms. Like, hey, new owners, hey, we hope you make a run of the place. We're the only bar open on Mondays, right? So a lot of people are excited, including other bar owners that have been in on Mondays.
Well, how many times have you heard that even the bar owners are excited because every place else is closed during the winter, you know, and they're just like, man, this is awesome. There's another place we can go. And I think you had said you're on the trail map or for like the snowmobile trail and all this stuff. I mean, that's huge.
And we had a group today. My wife has been very active on Facebook, letting people know when we're open, when we're closed. We've had some setbacks and sewer issues where we had to be closed, but they heard about us on Facebook because algorithms are what they are, right? Yep. And then they popped on the trail tracker. They were on a side-by-side ride and they found us. Like we're already on there. Eventually we'll be on the printed map too.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's exciting that people, it's that easy to find a place now, whereas before you had to be in magazines and on the radio and God knows what. And now it's a few keystrokes and a few keywords and you let the technology work for you.
Yep, exactly. Well, hey, I don't know about you, but we've got like 5 beers standing here, like staring me in the face.
Absolutely.
And I think we need to like start,
we should probably
break into one. So the first one we have, and it's kind of funny because we've done a few Oktoberfest episodes, and then, we were like, okay, we're done with Oktoberfest. And then you found one that we've never had before.
Never heard of the brewery. Exactly. I'd never seen the beer. And again, I work downtown Minneapolis, and there's a couple small Haskell's Wine wine is downtown close to where I work, and they don't have a lot for beer, but usually they're good for a couple of oddballs that I've never seen before. Well, this time there were 4 that I'd never seen, and 4 that 3 of the 4 I'd never heard of the brewery, right?
Right.
So this is an Oktoberfest, and I think it's just called Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
But it's from Wooden Ship Brewery.
Yep.
It's 5.2%.
And I'm looking on Untapped, and here's their description. Very short, very sweet. It says, malty yet light, traditional, crystal clear, perfect for fall weather. Okay, so maybe we missed the fall weather a little bit, and I'm not sure when it says crystal clear.
I'd give you $1 if it's crystal clear.
If it looks like water,
I don't know about
I'm going to be like, whoa, they did not lie.
Well, we might have to put blinders on it. A blind taste test.
There you go. So this one is in a pint can.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting. Well, it's not crystal clear.
Not crystal clear.
No, which is good because I'd really been kind of like, what?
You can't make an Oktoberfest crystal clear. That's like clear Pepsi. It doesn't work.
Exactly.
Right?
All right.
It looks just like
It looks like an Oktoberfest. And on Untapped, it says it's a fest beer. So I don't know for sure if it's, because the can says Oktoberfest.
Right.
But,
Right. It's got a good
smells,
good aroma to it.
Decent aroma.
Yeah, that's just a solid Oktoberfest. Not anything fancy.
You know, it's funny because I'm sure you've listened to where Jim and I did some of the Oktoberfest, the American ones. And this year it just was weird to me because we did an episode where it was all German.
Right.
Amazing.
Yep.
Super good flavor. Then we did 2 full episodes of American, and then we had, now this is like another episode where we have at least one.
Right.
And the previous ones, like the 2025 versions, just kind of fell flat.
Yeah,
they were really kind of not that good.
We've had several in the bar. We had Titletown Oktoberfest out of Green Bay. Decent, plain, a little light on flavor to my, to my taste buds, but it was a decent one. Central Waters Oktoberfest Lager, right?
Right.
A little darker than this one. Great flavor.
Yep.
That's kind of a unique one. It kind of stands on its own. We've had Liney's, right? Liney's in, but the Nuguera Staghorn is a really good Oktoberfest. I've really enjoyed having that. It's been hard to get since we ordered several cases and it sold really well. So we ordered 2 more and figured, well, it's not even October yet, and then they were gone.
Oh, really?
So I happened to across a 6-pack to buy for myself at the grocery store.
No, and I think, was it Sam Adams you also had?
Sam Adams, we had a case of the Sam Adams Oktoberfest, and that one went quick too.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing that I do enjoy. And I know you and I have talked about this for years. If we ever owned a bar, if we ever did this or did that, because a lot of times you don't see craft beer a lot of places. And I've always said, you don't have to buy a pallet of it. No. Just buy a case or 2 and see how it goes, And like I said, I'm pretty sure, ladies and gentlemen, you get a good idea that Brian and I really like to try a whole bunch of different beers.
Right.
And that's what I think a lot of people enjoy that.
I think this winter I do have some stouts left, and I'm waiting to get into the good stouts. Everybody, it's too early for that. The distributors, and it's never too early.
Right.
It may be too early for you to get it, but it's never too early. But the difficulty is with inventory, right? Making sure you don't sit on something that costs too much. Now, obviously, there's a difference on what I pay as a bar owner than what you buy in a grocery store, liquor store on sale, so on and so forth. Buy in bulk, you get more, it's cheaper. Yep. But we've been pretty lucky for the most part. I've been sitting on some IPAs. I got them a little later in the summer. We've been pretty lucky. But then you'll get a cabin full of people here, and those that have never heard of here. We have 5 cabins. We've got a campground. We'll get 2 guys that come in here, and they'll hammer almost all of my pseudo Sioux out, right? Because they love IPAs, or they'll hammer all the Goose Island out, whatever the case may be. So you take a risk on some of the stuff because the craft beer does cost a little more,
right? But
for the most part, it doesn't go bad. And you can usually turn it back into some place that's got it. Oktoberfest. It's not fancy. They didn't try to outkick their coverage, right? This is right down the line a solid Oktoberfest. Little malty. Not in your face or in your nose. Some of them get a little too much. They get hopped.
Yep.
And This is warm, cold. It doesn't matter. As it warms up in this glass, I think I could drink a ton of them. Like, if I were going to grab one of the big mugs that the gals carry around in Oktoberfest, this would be one that I would want. So, no, this is a fantastic Oktoberfest. And again, no frills, no nothing, just a solid beer.
Yep. So score-wise, what would you...
I would probably go with, I'd probably go with 3-1. It's well better than average. It didn't knock my socks off. I think we had that one from Missouri that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And this one didn't, but this is absolutely solid. It doesn't try to do anything that's not. I didn't judge anything on the label. It's just a really solid beer.
Yeah, I agree with you. Honestly, the aroma actually kind of had that malty aroma that they were talking about. And like I said, I don't know what it was this year, but the 2025 versions of a lot of the Oktoberfest that were good really fell flat. Where this one, now again, this is the first time we've had this,
right?
But I thought it was good. I was going to go with 3 as well. And yeah, that's
the aroma reminded me of a loaf of bread.
Yes, I had that bready type flavor or aroma.
Yep. No, it was solid.
Yeah,
absolutely solid. And wooden chip now, I got to look them up because they're local,
right,
to Minneapolis, and I'm going to have to see what else they've got. I'm going to have to check them out if they can nail an Oktoberfest, which is not an easy one to nail.
Yeah,
let's just pray that they have a porter,
no doubt,
or an Imperial Stout,
at least something else,
or a red ale or something like that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So cool. Well, hey, so the next one that we have, and this one seems interesting. When I looked it up on
this is the one I texted you a picture of, right?
Yes. And I don't know which one it is for sure. So we're going to try and figure this out. They're not out of Connecticut. This brewery's out of St. Paul.
St. Paul, Minnesota. Yep.
Now, again, when I go on Untapped, there's 2 it could possibly be.
Right.
So I'm like, okay. So they have, and it's the same. I'm going to just go with this first one, and they have no description. So,
well, I think there's one on the back of the can.
Oh, is there? Okay, yes. So now this is by
Metronome Brewery
out of St. Paul.
It says, in this can is a duet of fermentation and music, a harmony for a greater good, with a portion of the profits providing music education for underprivileged youth in the Twin Cities. So drink up here what beer can do, which is kind of a cool motto. This says, let's do it. Let's fall in love with the Cole Porter, silky smooth with luscious tones of creme brulee.
Okay.
Life is short, have dessert first, it says.
Ooh.
And on the picture, the front's what caught first of all, it says creme brulee on it.
Yeah.
And that kind of got me. And then it's Cole Porter, which obviously is a musician. And
yep. I thought that was a pretty slick.
It is a pretty slick little bite. And it's not high octane. It's 4.8. But if it's got flavor, who cares, right?
Yeah, no, we should have said, too, that Oktoberfest, I don't remember if we said that was 5.2%.
5.2, which actually for that is a little higher than a lot of Oktoberfest.
Yeah, they usually go
4.8 to 5.
4.8 to 5. Yeah. We've had a few that were a little bit higher, but for the most part, they're kind of in that ballpark.
This is actually a lighter colored porter, which I kind of expect with the lower alcohol. Mm-hmm. And since it's lower alcohol, I just gave us a little extra. It is a 16-ounce can. I mean, we're not quite to the big boys yet, so
right. Don't mind me. I'm looking up the next one.
I was going to say,
so. Oh, the next one has a description.
Yeah, so. This one smells fantastic.
Ooh.
I mean, it smells, when they say dessert first, it smells just like.
Wow, that smells like a creme brulee.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I believe them. That's a good beer.
That's got a little different flavor, but it's not over the top sweet.
No,
you know what I mean? But it's got that caramely flavor, kind of a flavor.
It's getting the porter is what I'm tasting. There's a little bit of porter in there that I wasn't expecting because it smells so sweet, but the aftertones are all creme brulee.
Yeah, oh yeah. For sure.
Like the brown sugar, and it's not dark. It's dark, but it's not.
Dark, but it's porter dark.
It reminds me of about as dark as the old creamy dark was.
Yeah.
Lime's creamy dark.
Yep. And aroma-wise, I mean, it's, like I said, you get that sweet smell, but it is sweet. Don't get me wrong, but it's not super sweet. It's not Avery sweet. But you get that, like I said, that caramel flavor just jumps out at me, right off the bat.
So just so everybody knows, we originally planned to have this podcast about 5:30, 4:30, something like that.
Right.
So the outdoor cooler, of course, is working
yes.
in northern Wisconsin. So we just threw everything on the bench right outside the door, and that was 7 hours ago. And then we just brought it in. So these are a little chilly.
A little bit chill.
I really think this one is one where temperature matters. This is a really good beer.
It's good. I'm impressed. Like I said, I'd never heard of this brewery.
No. for 5%, and maybe this is a pop-up, right? One of those ones where it's kind of like Finnegan's was.
Oh,
for a
yeah.
while.
Yep.
Finnegan's was kind of a pop-up brewery. It was all charity-based, right? And then now they've got several fantastic beers that they make all year.
Okay.
I stare out the window like Garfield in a minivan and stare at their brewery from my workplace.
I know on Untapped, it said that it's a nano brewery, so it is definitely a smaller.
Very small, yeah.
But it's interesting. This makes me want to.
I wish this was 8%. That's what I do.
Yeah. I was say this is another brewery that it'd be. I'm gonna have to look them up and just see,
100%.
what else they have. Because when you sent me that picture, I was like, man, I've never even heard of them.
Well, originally I thought Metronome was the name of was the beer.
Right. Yeah.
And then it was, and
then
I
it was
looked at a Cole Porter, and
which,
wait a minute.
As soon as I read that, I was like, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Honestly, I because it's spelled like coal, like COAL.
Like dark, yeah, as opposed to COLE.
Yeah,
And I think some of the best beers we've ever had were creme brulee beers.
Oh yeah, we've had some good ones.
But yeah, no, this is
really good.
There's a lot going on for no alcohol, and I'm not saying no alcohol, but
4.8, and it's in a pint can, but you could drink a couple of them, and not
it's not too sweet.
Get burned out.
This is one, and we did this on one other. Didn't we do this with the trees?
Yes.
When we came back after they warmed up. I think we ought to set this one aside. We've got plenty to try it one more time.
Yep, I agree.
This would be interesting again, and this is a gateway beer we've talked about before. If you wanted to try one that's not super dark, that's not super bitter, out of your wheelhouse, but something that's still drinkable, this gets you right into the wheelhouse of a good porter and even a stout, pastry stout, where it's sweet, it's not over the top with alcohol. I think people would really enjoy this.
I agree, man. Like I said, because you never know, especially with a new to us brewery, you never know how it's going to be.
No.
But boy, I tell you what.
And creme brulee is a polarizing taste, right? Just like marshmallow or some of the other ones we've talked about. You either nail it or you don't. And for low alcohol, right, it's easy when you hammer a beer with brown sugar. You got to feed the yeast, right? We've said that 100. I've said it 100 times. Maybe you've said it 99 times. But this is a really good blend of sweet and that like kind of Baltic porter bitterness. This is a really, really well blended beer.
I agree, dude. Like I said, I could drink a can or two of this at a sitting. This is good. I'm impressed.
So here's what we're gonna do. Just so, because there's not a whole lot, we're gonna set these aside. We got extra glasses.
Oh yeah.
And that way we for sure get it warmed up a little bit.
Set that there. Score wise, I'm thinking like a 3.3.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I think like I said, that caramel creme brulee type flavor really is predominant. It's on the can. It's in the can.
The aroma up front is fantastic.
Yeah.
It smells just like if you just had a big meal and they brought out that flaming crusted
right
bowl. No, that's fantastic. And 3.3 is right where I was at with that. Like we've talked about before, it's on the can, it's in the can.
Yep.
And who knows, in another 25, 30 minutes, it may go to 3.5 or 6,
Right. So we'll find out.
Yeah. So. As complex as that was with the low alcohol, I am truly impressed with that beer.
I am too. Like I said, it definitely makes me want to research them more, see what else they have to offer. Hopefully we'll run into some more at some point. But yeah, that's well done.
Yeah,
that's all
absolutely.
I can say.
Absolutely well done.
Awesome. Well, hey, so now we're going to pump up the volume
so to
a
speak.
little bit.
Yep.
Now the next one we have, this is the only one we have that's in a normal 12-ounce can.
Yep.
Oh, there's trees on the side of this one too. And boy,
it looks like the one we cut down
they got a
recently.
write up on the back, but I'm going to read it off of Untapped.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough read on the can.
So this one is by Jack Pine Brewery, and they're out of Baxter, Minnesota.
Yep.
And this is their Deadfall. This is their Russian Imperial Stout, 9.4%.
Yep. Jim just rolled over.
Yeah, he's
in his bed.
You could tell he just probably went, huh? Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm sensing something in the force.
There's a disturbance.
Yes. So the description on this one is opaque and pitch black. Deadfall is a big and bold stout with an assertive but smooth, lingering hop bitterness. A slightly sweet and creamy, full-bodied beer with distinctive dark chocolate and roast character, backed up by notes of dark fruit, caramel, and subtle coffee. Decidedly and dangerously drinkable.
We'll be the judge of that.
Now, here's a question for, because Jim and I have, and I don't know why I haven't looked it up, but what exactly is a dark fruit? Is that like raisin? Is it like
prunes, raisins, jackfruit is one of them. That's I believe is a dark fruit. I'm trying to think one of the other ones that I know of. I think even cherries are considered a dark fruit.
Okay. Because we've always said, you see all these descriptions where it talks about dark fruit. And it's like, okay, what exactly is a dark? And we always talk about it, and then we forget to look it up. So
it sounds terribly political, is what it does. And
right.
You just got to be careful when you talk about dark fruits.
Yep.
But so I've had a bunch of Jack Pine beer, and we typically.
Oh, that one's a little darker.
Oh yeah, no, that's way darker.
That's dark.
Yeah. So Walker, Minnesota is where Leech Lake is at, and my in-laws and I and my wife used to go up there. I say that lovingly, in the fact I'm not going to have time to do that next summer. And
you remember when you used to fish?
Back when I used to go fishing, back when my handicap in golf was about an 8. But Jack Pine is predominant up there because they're in Baxter, Walker, that area. Yep. And I've had a lot of their beers, and I don't believe I've had this exact one. They had another Imperial Stout, but I don't think it was a Russian Imperial Stout.
Okay.
But of the 4-pack, you and I bought the same 4-pack at the same time. And I came home while my in-laws were helping us pack. And my father-in-law had already dug into the other one. So I tried some of the others, but I didn't have the plain one.
Okay.
I think I still have one in the closet. I haven't tried it. But they have some fantastic beers.
Yeah. So we've got this 4-pack. There's 2 of this standard one, if you want to call it that.
Yep.
And then we have 2 other ones, and we're going to save those for a different podcast because those sound very interesting as well. Yep. So it was kind of neat that there's 3 different beers in this 4-pack. Yep. So, boy, I tell you, the aroma on this is
super dark,
pretty roasty, pretty strong.
Right up there with Russian Imperial, what you'd expect.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dark in color, almost no head whatsoever.
Yep. Yeah, it needs to warm up a little bit, but that is your great base for a great Imperial Stout.
That is a very good example of a Russian Imperial Stout.
Yep, it's a little, and I say it needs to warm up because it's got a little bit of the CO2 taste to it right now.
Right, yeah.
But it's bitter, it's dark, it's not overly sweet, but it's also not more than 10%.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So for an Imperial, that's pretty low, right? Because most of your Imperials get up to 10, 12 plus.
Yep, or more for sure, yeah.
But well done. This is a well-balanced stout to start with, but being Imperial, it's starting to creep on the alcohol, and this is a good one.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, it's like I said, it's not overly, and I always talk about like that burnt flavor of the roasted stuff. It isn't that roasty. You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't have that burnt flavor.
Well, when they say subtle coffee,
yeah,
right, sometimes it's that roasted flavor that can get in your face. No, it is very subtle, and everything about this is subtle except for the bitterness. It's a stout. It needs to be bitter.
Right.
It's a Russian Imperial Stout. It needs to be angry.
Right.
The mamushka. It needs to be mad, but it's not. This is a very smooth one. It smells sweeter than it tastes.
Yes, I would agree with you on that. It does have a bitterness to it.
The smell, you're thinking 12%. When you taste it, it's not there, and it's not because it's well blended. It's because the alcohol's not there.
Right.
But now it really makes me want to try the others. Right. Because I think some of the others might be a little stronger. I didn't look at them for sure.
Right. Yeah.
But if this is a base for a Russian Imperial Stout, then they've just creeped in the Imperial side of it. Well done. It's a well-balanced beer.
And if I remember right, I believe the other 2 that we're going to do in a different podcast are both barrel aged, and they're different barrels.
Yeah.
Than what we're kind of used to. At least one is for sure.
100% for sure.
So it should be interesting to see how they take this and how it gets transformed from those barrels.
No, Jack Pine has done a lot of. They've got a jalapeno cream ale.
Okay.
That is not for the faint of heart.
A little spicy.
Oh, good Lord, yes. and I love hot stuff. I mean, I enjoy things that most people feel painful eating wise, as long as they taste good, right? Yep. I'm not in it just to hurt myself, but it's. Even for me, like I had 2 of them and it was enough it's like, all right, well, the omeprazole better work tonight. Right. But they make some really good beers. So if you ever are in the market and you see Jack Pine Brewing, I've not had a bad one. They have some good IPAs. Their regular cream ale is good.
Okay.
They have a blood orange one that's actually pretty solid. So yeah, if you see them out there, give them a try. I've had quite a few of their beers, and mostly because I used to live in Minnesota, just north of the cities, but there's a couple liquor stores. MGM is one of them that I'll give them a shout out. They carry a lot of the local Minnesota breweries, and they carry the Jack Pine stuff, and an entire long line of it. You and I were there until we got over to the barrel aged and dark aisle, and then we forgot about the long line of other stuff.
Like, wait a second. Yeah, I like this too. I think this one. Would you recommend it to somebody that's never had a Russian Imperial Stout? I would say if they're honestly wanting to try one, yes.
The only thing that I would say is you have to like the bitterness of a stout.
Right. That's what I was going to say. This one does have a bitterness to it.
Sometimes if you're going to venture into something else, a little sweet's a little better, to dampen the blow, so to speak. This is a bitter beer. This is a dark, bitter beer. It's fantastic. Like, I remember the first time I had a Guinness many, many moons ago, a lot of beers ago, and this is so bitter, but I like it. Like, it's strange. It was an odd thing to try. And now that's just a staple. You know what I mean? It's like, to me, Guinness, and again, people don't realize Guinness is not even 5%.
Right. Yes.
It's right up there with Busch Light, right?
Right.
Miller Lite. It's the same alcohol content. Now, do you get full faster? Hell yes, you do. It's a stout. But I would rather have Guinness. If I'm sitting down to have a meal, I'd rather have 3 or 4 Guinness than I would have 3 or 4 Busch Lights or Miller Lights or any other swill that I serve in my bar, hundreds at a time. But no, this is a rock solid Imperial Stout.
I agree. So score wise, what do you think on this?
This one's intriguing because I really want to give it higher than a 3.2, but I can't, only because it lacks a little bit of luster in the alcohol content. Like, I want a little bigger wallop with it. Taste wise, it's fantastic, but it is basic. Right. It is just a Russian Imperial Stout. I don't really get the caramel. I get a little bit of the coffee. I taste a little bit of vanilla. I don't know about the dark fruit, and maybe that's where I'm getting the vanilla from, but it is a rock solid Imperial Stout. Absolutely. 3.2. Okay. In there. I'd like to give it more, but it needs a little more alcohol, I think. A little sweetness to it.
Right. Yeah, I was going to go with 3.1. And honestly, exactly the point you had brought up, I don't get a fruit flavor. And not that, dark fruit, when you hear it, it's not like it's tropical or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, I just don't pick up a note of that. Coffee-wise, I do get a little bit, and maybe that's where the bitterness comes from.
I'm sure some
coffee.
Of it.
Again, I would drink it, but I think some people might get turned off a little bit by that, but it's solid. I can't wait to try the other ones.
So Imperial, obviously, when we've looked that up and we've talked about it, is the alcohol content, right? So anything past 8%, I think they call it Imperial. This is on the low end of an Imperial Stout, right? So to me, the Imperial part is that's selling, right? Hey, I'm going to buy an Imperial Stout. It's a little higher alcohol, blah, 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 blah. The Russian part, to me, says bitter. And it's in spades. They did a great job with it. They really did.
Yep, I agree with you.
And this one might be another one too. Who knows? We're not quite all the way through here. We'll set this can over here to the side
and see what happens.
And maybe this one would be another one that gets a little better when it warms up. We'll have to see.
Yeah. Like I said, it definitely drank smooth for 9.4.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that it was 9.4.
What's funny is from label to can, right? Or label to contents, I'm going to say. I thought the creme brulee tasted stronger than it was. And this one tastes less than it is. Right. So it's kind of a weird dynamic that we had going there.
Yep. And that's one thing that we've noticed a lot lately too, is when they do it right, you don't get that big alcohol flavor most of the time. You know what I mean? Yep. They're those sneaky ones that you drink a can or two and all of a sudden you stand up and you go, whoa, I need to sit back down for a second, Yeah. So I give them credit for that. And like I said, 9.4, it's higher than a lot of people would be used to. Yep. But for I know for me, and I'm sure for you too, that it drank super smooth. Yeah. And I was like, hey.
There are smoother beers, but this one's it's an Imperial Stout. It needs to be bitter. It needs to be in your face a little bit. And they did a good job of it.
Yep, exactly. Well, cool. Well, hey, we might as well keep this party rolling. We got 2 beers to go.
We do.
The next one that we have is from LUPULIN Brewing out of Big Lake, Minnesota. And this is their Campfire Munchies, an Imperial Stout, 10%.
Now we've had a lot of their beers.
Now this is, I think, an Imperial paste? Is it
It's a
pastry
double pastry, I think it says.
S'more, Imperial S'mores Stout.
I think on the back it says something about pastry. I don't remember. I
10%.
I had to scan it.
And they're here's I'll read the details here. Campfire Munchies is a decadent Imperial Stout layered with rich cacao, graham cracker, vanilla, and marshmallow flavor. Each sip delivers the gooey sweetness of a s'more, balanced by chocolatey depth and a subtle hint of oak smoked wheat.
Interesting.
Smooth, indulgent, and a little nostalgic, it captures everything you love about nights around the fire in a glass.
Well, we're doing plastic, but we'll give it our best shot.
That's just technicalities there.
So LUPULIN's had a lot of good beers that we've liked.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
They tend to do well with these sweeter, gimmicky beers. I don't know how to put it, you know what I mean? A s'mores beer, chocolate cheesecake, or whatever the case may be. But I'm interested because now we've ventured into the 10% category.
Yep.
Right? And we'll see. This one's definitely dark. And now we're starting to get into that head that's a little darker.
Oh, yeah. And this is in a pint can.
Yep.
And it's got like pictures of a s'more on the cover, on the front. So,
well, LUPULIN does a good job of attractive artwork on their cans.
Oh yeah,
they really do.
Yep, they've got some interesting ones. The one IPA, the something mullet. You remember it's got the dude with the big blonde mullet on it. And anyway, I mean, it's always an interesting thing.
I think that was one I brought one time, and nobody had ever heard of it before.
Right.
I bought it because there's a dude with a mullet on the front of it.
Ooh.
This definitely is marshmallow, I smell.
Boy, this one's sweet.
Oh, hell yeah. That's way sweet.
It's like, whoa, definitely sweet.
But it's bitter, too.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Up front, the first thing I get is that sweetness.
They hammer you with the marshmallow right away.
Right away. I was going to say the marshmallow is that first flavor. And then after that, the initial swallow, then that's when you get that bitterness.
You get a bitter and a little graham cracker at the end.
Yeah.
They've, again, on the label and in the can, this is actually very, very good.
That's interesting. 10% doesn't drink like 10%.
No.
I think it drinks way smoother than that.
This reminds me, we had another s'mores beer, and I forget who it was. I'll think of it about 3 a.m., which isn't that far away.
All of a sudden, I'll be here. Hey, guess what? I know what it is.
A pound on the window or on the door. We had another s'mores beer, and it was kind of the same, but this is a little stickier.
Yes.
I'm going to say, right? I'm not a big marshmallow fan, but it's not like that. It's different. This is a really smooth beer.
Smooth. Like I said, definitely sweet. Mm-hmm. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. Maybe it's a little too sweet for me.
It is.
You know?
Kind of, it gets to what do I want to say? It gets to the sweetness of, I think when I was a kid, like that bazooka bubblegum sweetness.
Yep.
Like sickly sweet almost, but it goes away. The stout gets in there and douses that fire, so to speak. And it 100% graham cracker at the end, a little cinnamon, a little bit of the pastry. It's a well-balanced beer. You got to like a little bit sweeter beer. The 10%, where the hell is that at? You know,
right.
You can't taste the 10%. It's an interesting beer. It really is. A very interesting beer.
It really is. And boy, score-wise, for me, like I said, I like it, but it's on that verge of a little too sweet. I'm going to go like a 3.2 on it just because of that. I do, like you said, it's an interesting contrast between that upfront marshmallowy flavor and then that bitterness that comes at this, right after that. And it's decent, but I don't know if I'd have a glass of it. I don't know if I'd drink another one, right away.
Right.
My opinion. It's good, but like I said, to me, it's just a little bit on the sweet side.
This is another one, too, where you wonder, a lot of these super sweet beers in a can are different if they're on tap, right? So we've seen that with Surly, right? You and I have been to Surly before. Yep. Their darkness is way different on tap. It's fantastic. I mean, it's great out of a bottle, but my God, on tap, it's unbelievable. Right. And their Damien was their other one where the leftover darkness goes into that, and it's a hopped IPA, blah, blah, blah. Way different. This one kind of makes me wonder, would it be different not in a can? Would it be different on tap or on a, fresher? I'm going to say, it's not a bad beer. I'm a little less because I'm not a big marshmallow guy, right? I'm right at the 3.1. It really is a well blended beer on the label to the can, but I also like it's bitter.
Right.
Right. It is an Imperial stout, so just like the Deadfall. Like I still get that super bitter, but it's in the middle. It's weird that it's in the middle, right? Usually it's right up front, the bitter, and then everything else mellows afterwards. Whereas this is like somebody shot you with a marshmallow and then you're tasting a beer and then they smack graham cracker upside your head.
Right.
It's kind of where I'm at with it, but it's still a good beer.
Yep.
Not one, again, this would be one that you throw one in the fridge in case somebody's, hey, I want to try something way weird or way different. We're not quite to the way weird. Like, I have green hair and whatever else, but this is on the oddity side or eccentric side.
Yep.
For a dark beer. No, kudos to them for going out on a limb and doing it for sure.
That's one thing I'll say about them is they're not afraid to try different flavors and different combinations and things like that. And we've had a number of different s'mores beers, and like you said, some of them really miss the mark. Some of them are pretty close. I mean, this is pretty close, but it's like, wow, on the sweetness side,
I was always more of a bratwurst guy than a s'mores guy. So
right.
If I'm going to put it on a stick and put it on a campfire, it's going to have meat in it. But no, kudos to them. This is the first, I'm going to say, dessert beer of this type where it's very distinctive, right? Immediately you get the sweetness, then the bitter, and then it ends up with the graham cracker taste. It's very distinctive in how it drinks.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter how big a swig you take or just sip it. It's very linear on how that happens.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty wild because, like I said, it's just kind of surprises me how it transitions like that.
Yeah, that's an oddity.
It's interesting. So
I almost wish it had a little more chocolate.
Yeah, that's honestly that's the one thing that is a little bit lacking.
Yeah, it doesn't have a whole lot of chocolate.
No, like you said, you get that big marshmallow. You get, then the graham cracker at the end. But I mean, there's chocolate. Don't get me wrong.
There's a little bit,
but not what I was expecting. I was expecting almost more.
I get more chocolate in the creme brulee.
Yes,
than I did.
Yes, that's weird when you think about it.
Because what is this more other than chocolate ruined with graham cracker and a little bit of marshmallow, right?
Yeah.
But they went on a limb and they did a good job. Like I got no qualms.
See, some people may not see a s'more quite that way, but I know what you're saying.
I'm opinionated, Mike. That's how this works.
Well, hey, we got one more beer here, and we're actually going to leave Minnesota. This beer is not from Minnesota.
No, we're going to cross the pond here.
Yes, this one is from Belgian. Yeah,
yep.
It's a regional brewery. It says Brasserie.
It's Brazier. You can say it.
Okay,
it's Belgian for bra.
Dublison, and it's a Belgian strong dark ale.
Yep.
And this is. I don't know if this is pronounced correct. Scaldis Noël.
So. Yep.
And it's 12% ABV and 21 IBUs.
So it says on the bottle, it says brewed especially for the Christmas period. So we're not as early as Menards or Walmart.
Right.
Scaldis Noël is a brilliant red amber ale that will delight the most demanding connoisseurs. So I think they overkicked their coverage by calling us connoisseurs, but we're going to give her.
We're going to find out. Yeah. So on Untapped, it says the Scaldis Noël derives much of its roasted character from the use of roast caramel malts. The hops are carefully balanced with these, added in just the right proportions to develops. What? The right proportions to develops. I think somebody fat fingered an ass.
Well, it's translated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It develops its subtle hop aroma. There's also a robust fruity character with the overall taste pleasingly consistent.
There we go. Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say. Well, I was trying to, read the Belgian.
They do have a lot of S's.
Yeah. And this is the only one we had that was in a bottle.
And just so everybody knows, I did open that with my chapstick again.
Yes, that is...
it's a theme with me.
That is one of those things that you got to see it to believe it.
So this, as I said, it's a red amber, and it certainly is.
Yeah, it definitely is. Kind of a little bit of an off-white head on it.
It looks like, I'm going to say, a red ale.
Yeah.
Head.
Yep.
I'm curious, are we going to get all the Christmas spice?
I know.
BS that goes with it. I don't think so.
It has that kind of that Belgian-y aroma.
The kind of the malty. Oh, that's good.
You do. Yeah, you don't really get, when you're talking about the, nutmeg or, just that Christmas.
Some of them are just like, it's like throw all the Christmas stuff, cinnamon and nutmeg, in a sock and hit you in the face with it. This is not that.
This is not that.
This is just, I think they just brew this at Christmas time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. This is actually, I hate to say it, I kind of like it.
It's really pastry-like. It's got that yeasty smell to it.
And it does have that Belgian flavor.
It does, which I like.
But it's not as super in your face as a lot of them are. You know what I mean?
No. And at 12%.
This drink's easy for 12%.
My God. Of all of these beers, this one drinks way under.
Yeah. Yeah. That is wild.
That is a good beer.
Yeah.
They had a couple more of these. I might go pick another one up.
You're like, hey, I was just in there. Boy, that is smooth for 12.
It is. And it's got, well, you know that I like red beers.
Yep.
And it's got a little bit of that. And I always say it's an iced tea brewed type. It's got a little bit of that, but then I don't know what in the heck else it's got going on. It's got that yeasty flavor that a Belgian typically has. It's got that kind of red flavor. I'm going to call it the red flavor that you get in like a red ale, but there's some spice in it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, they really didn't give us a lot of...
Is it cardamom? We haven't entirely looked that up.
Yeah. Could it be Heather? I don't know.
Heather? Susan? No, I mean Heather. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, this is, like I said, we've had a number of Belgian beers, and a lot of them seem to have that same, and like I said earlier, that Belgian flavor from the yeast. But this one, it does have it, but it's not.
It's got a pastry kind of smell to it.
Yeah.
Like, when you think of all the pastry stouts and double pastry porters we've had, it's got that doughy bread style smell to it. But it doesn't drink that way. It really doesn't. And it sure as heck does not drink like it's 12%.
No.
I mean, this came in a 4-pack, and you're not mowing the lawn after you drink all 4. Right away.
You know, in 21 IBUs, I don't get a hoppiness really at all.
But I think every time that they do a red beer, there's anything that's red has a little bit of an IBU to it because it's got that little bit different flavor to it. Mm-hmm. I don't know what I like. I don't think it's hoppy at all. Other people go, oh, that's like Killian's Irish Red is like a 19 or 20. It is one of the most basic red beers that's available to the world, but it's like a 19 if I remember right on an IBU.
Yeah, that's wild.
But 4.2%. Like
right,
this is just as drinkable as this.
Slightly higher than that.
And this oddball, and again. Honestly, when I saw this picture of the label, right, there's a house and it's snowing and whatever else. And my wife's name's Noël, right? Yep. So Christmas, yada, yada. And I can't even imagine the hell she went through growing up. Her name's Noël, it's Christmas time, born in January, blah, blah, blah. Right? Yep. But it reminded me of Christmas Vacation, the label did.
Oh, sure.
Like if you were going to see a bottle of beer on the table in Clark Griswold's house...
That would be it.
Scaldis Noël. I mean, seriously, it's like we scalded the Noël. But it's this shiny red and blue and white and label. Never heard of it, never seen it again. Just an oddity that was there on the. That's a really good beer. It
really is. I was impressed. Impressed.
This is one that I don't say it very often, but this would be one you got to take to your brother and have him try.
Right.
As a brewer.
Yeah.
Like this is an oddity that he should sample.
Everybody should experience it at least once, because this is definitely, because I know some of the other Belgian beers we've had before, I think a number of people, if you've never had it before, they could get turned off because some of the yeast flavor is super strong.
Yep.
This one is not that. And like you said, wondering about the Christmas spice. That's not, if there's some kind of spice in there, but it's not over the top, and which is a good thing.
No, it's interesting, but it's 12%.
Yeah.
How in the heck is this 12%? No, bravo, Belgian waffle people, whatever it is. Like, I'm serious. Like that. I've never had honestly, I've never had a non-dark beer at this high alcohol that didn't taste it.
Right.
Especially a Belgian. Like they're always a little upfront with everything that goes on.
Yep.
This is, holy cow, this is a crazy high alcohol beer that doesn't taste it.
Yep, I agree. Score wise, boy, I think this one for me is like a 3.5.
I was going to go 3.6. We talk about on the label in the bottle. We're not sure what the Zier,
right.
It's a Imperial Christmas ale is what it says, which is, I would say, as vague of category as you can possibly get.
Correct.
There could be mistletoe in there. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
It is. Who knows?
What I do know is that it's well balanced. It doesn't taste 12%. I feel like I could sit down and drink the bottle and wouldn't be a chore.
Yep.
right? And I would offer this to anybody, even if you're not a strong beer person. Like it kind of tastes like a red ale. It kind of tastes like a Killian's. It kind of tastes like a Blue Moon.
Yep.
Like it's kind of got that little, maybe that's the hop, like a little bit of hop Blue Moon has, because it's a Belgian style white.
Yes.
This would be a Belgian red,
Yeah.
which I don't know if I've ever heard of before, but well done.
Yeah.
Bra country, whatever that is, Brazil, whatever it is. Well done. Well done. There's 3 more. We're going to have to rock, paper, scissors
to
on who gets
figure
the
out
alcohol,
how this
but-
is going to go from here.
Wow, that's a really good
That's good. That's very good. I'm impressed. So yeah, dude, all these beers have honestly been really good.
Here's the deal. I don't know how it happens either. You and I together, for some reason, we attract good beers.
Yeah. It's a curse.
Yeah, well, you can't turn it off, right? We always say that.
Exactly. Well, hey, we've still got these 2 sitting here.
We got to go back to the dessert beer, right? So we got to go back to the creme brulee.
Just to see. It's sat here now for a little bit longer.
Yeah, probably 25 minutes.
We'll
or
see
so.
if it.
It still smells fantastic.
Oh, it's definitely that sweet smell.
Oh, it way mellows out.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Really mellows out with room temp.
a little bit warmer, and yeah, it's.
Oh, that's even better. It really is.
It got rid of some of that little bit of that sharp bitterness.
The super sweet up front.
Yes,
They got rid of, and it just blended everything.
Yep. The marshmallow is still there, but it's not, or not marshmallow,
No,
the caramel. I'm sorry.
The
caramel's still there, but it's like a half a step back from where
We've
was.
talked about it all the time, and I've said multiple times on the podcasts I've done with Mike, if you're a brewer out there and you have a vision for what your beer should taste like, put on the label temperatures. Say, take out of a refrigerator 30 minutes before you want it.
Yep.
20 minutes, whatever it is. This for sure should be 55 degrees or whatever it is right now. I don't have my temp gauge.
I thought about that too, because I got one for Christmas. My daughter got me one of those,
Well, we did it up at your bar,
Yes.
up on the upper crust, and she
Yep.
was like, "Oh, let me do that." She was shooting all kinds of things with it. This I feel, and I'm not part of St. Paul, Minnesota Metronome Brewing. This is what they envisioned,
Yeah.
right? This super smooth dessert style. After you've had a big meal, creme brulee, French for dessert, English. I don't know. I think it's French. I could be wrong.
Right.
It sounds like a Monty Python. Creme. I told him it was creme brulee. I taunted him again. No, this super smooth. Now, it definitely tastes even more or less alcoholic now.
Oh yeah.
But this is like a little sipper after dinner.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
This is good. Like it's in. Yes, this one you'd want to have it in that 50 to 54 or 55 degree range. It was good when it was colder, but it's even better.
It's even
now.
better. Take it out of the fridge when you start dinner. Pour it when you're done.
Yep,
That would be my
agree.
advice as I'm sitting here drinking it now after 25 minutes of being out.
Yep,
For sure, let it warm up.
yep,
Absolutely.
I agree. Well, dude, thank you so much for bringing these beers, because these were all really good.
That, and again, thanks to the small liquor stores that I've found over the course of the time, they're not great for bulk buying oddities, but if you have the right eye and you know what you like, or at least I know what Mike and I both like, have fun with it. Grab some stuff you've never seen before. Don't be afraid to buy a 4-pack. Yeah, it's not cheap. I get it.
Right.
But you know what? I'll be honest. I dropped $100 on, I don't know how many beers, right? And every one of them was fantastic. I got really lucky. But so now between you and I, and we'll split them, which we always do. And that's what Mike and I do. We'll each have one in the fridge, and somebody who doesn't like dark beer, or somebody who is not the big craft beer person, I got one for you to try. Let's
try
grab this one now.
Yep.
Do you like creme brulee? We're going to do a little dessert beer. Bring somebody else into the fold and have them do it, because that's what keeps these small breweries going.
Yep.
It's what keeps the volume going, so that small bar owners like I am. Did I say boners? I think I did. Small bar owners like I am get the chance to serve this to people, right? If we continue to let the large breweries buy out these small places, there's no innovation anymore, and there's no artistry in it, and it's great, and I take great pride and thank God for apps, because otherwise Mike and I would never know what we've drank and what we've not.
Right.
But I seek out the oddities. Wooden Ship Oktoberfest. Never heard of this place. It's within 30 miles of my house, right?
Yep.
We were just talking in one of the other podcasts we're going to have as a broken clock, right? You and I went there. I think it was maybe a birthday weekend that
Something
I had or
like that.
something.
Yeah. Yep.
What a fantastic little brewery. You never saw any of the brewery. We were like I'm gonna call it a bowling alley style building.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It's fantastic beer. So don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone out there and look for the odd can. Look for the strange. Two of these beers that I bought today, they were the only 4-pack there. Right, in a small section. Oh, what is this? Well, obviously that's an Oktoberfest. It's blue and white checkered, right?
Right.
This one has a creme brulee bowl on it. But absolutely, those of you listening, go out there and grab the oddity, because sometimes there's the diamond in the rough, and eventually you figure out your flavor profile, what your friends like, your wife or husband likes, and then you can start cherry picking. There's zero question. Mike and I we're only platonically friends, right? But honestly, we both know what each other like.
Right.
And he can grab 5 beers and 4 of them will be something that they like. And I can grab 5 beers and 4 will be something he likes. But we're also not afraid to just go out on a limb. So, I say this as now a new bar owner.
Yeah.
Like, and it goes for booze too. Like, I'm into the bourbon market, right? The new bourbon market is almost like craft beer now. It's starting to shrink. I'm on the tail end of what was like the boom for craft beer. There were little distilleries popping up all over the place. Oh, I've got some extra corn. I'll do some bourbon. The staples were always there. And then there was the buyout, right? Yep. So the big distilleries bought out all the little ones. So you've got Buffalo Trace that bought this, and Angel's Envy, and yada, yada, yada. And there's basically you have to start looking at family trees to figure out where your bottle came from. And it's one of 4.
Yep.
Right. But again, it's one of those things where, all right, well, you can buy that at any Total Wine, and no offense to Total Wine, they're a fantastic store.
Yep.
But any one of the big name liquor stores, you can get this $50 bottle of bourbon or this $80 bottle of bourbon. Whereas like you went on the bourbon trail, the Casey Jones trail, there's some fun stuff you bought that we've sampled at your bar, at your house.
Yep.
And they don't get the limelight, but they're also not part of the, I'm going to call it the wheel turning.
Right.
Bourbon section.
Yep.
So absolutely everybody reach out past where you're at. And that's half the reason we love doing this podcast.
Right. Yep. We're just trying to, encourage people to get out there and try things that maybe they normally wouldn't try.
Yep.
And that's with you and I, and Jim too. We'll try any kind of beer. We're not, I know we kind of,
you and I will cherry any kind of beer.
Yes. I mean, we do lean a little more towards the dark beer side, but we've tried basically almost any style out there. We've tried it.
Yep.
And I mean, there's been good and there's been bad. I'm not going to deny that, but it's just like, man, it wasn't that long ago when I always thought beer had one flavor.
Yep.
And
beer
it was
beer.
Beer. Yeah. You know what I mean? That Pilsner.
Homer Simpson.
That was it. Right? Yes. Yeah. Yes. And that was it. And, there's just a whole world out there of flavor, and, do yourself a favor and try them. Go to your local bottle shop, or if there's a brewery close, or if you're traveling somewhere and you see there's a brewery there, go check it out. The
other thing to know about these small breweries is a lot of times they have food or a food truck.
Or food trucks.
And so if you want to know where the local good burger's at, typically the local little brewery will tell you, or they have it already.
Yep. Exactly. Well, awesome, man. Hey, this was fun. All these beers were good. It's getting later, but we still have beer
that is true. But also don't forget, visit your local campgrounds and resorts.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer in that now. Well, I always was.
You always were, yep.
But yes, Callahan Lake Resort, CallahanLakeResort.com. That's the website of what is going to be the official home of the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. At some point we'll end up with merch merged of some sort.
We'll do something for sure.
We've recorded quite a few of them. And you've heard the chainsaws and the birds and whatever else. And
right.
Today we happen to be in the residence, but
thank goodness, because it's chilly out.
Yeah,
so.
It's nipply outside, as Clark Griswold would say. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Mike coming up and sharing this with me. And now we get to share it in a semi-professional
manner.
I didn't buy this for him. I bought it for my wife. But, it's one of those things too where we get a little bit of the both sides of the aisle now, and it's kind of fun to play that dynamic.
Oh yeah, exactly. And we've been talking about changes at the resort and such, and I know you're expanding the bar.
I am, in fact,
and I can't wait to see it. I've heard the plans that you've got, and it's really cool.
The two guys that are doing it, that are cutting the wood today, or did some measurements. So there's a guy gonna cut the wood and gonna kiln dry it. And so sometime this spring, he'll let it go. Then sometime this spring, we'll shut down for a week and we'll rebuild. I'll do a temporary bar.
Right. Yeah.
But we're gonna have some 2-inch solid walnut or cherry, or I don't know what it is. I let my wife, she takes care of that part of it. It's going to be a beautiful wood bar to go with the rebuilding of a and honestly a 55-year-old resort. So
yeah.
The Jan Smith who owned this place before and
well, actually, it was older than that.
It was. She bought it.
So
she bought it from a gentleman before her, and so yeah, there's a lot of legacy here, a lot of family, a lot of memories. I know my wife has been here since she was about 2.
My wife was here about the same time when
very
she was
close to the same time,
and she was here when the gentleman that owned it before Jan.
Walt Ripley was his name.
Yep,
owned it before Jan Smith and Perry Smith, and so we are, to my knowledge, we're like the 4th owners of a resort that's been here since the 30s.
Yep.
Right. It's almost 100 years. And it's a legacy that, again, it was, we talk with everybody is dreams come true sometimes and so do nightmares. But it was always a scenario where what Mike and I have had for a long time in this resort has been beautiful. It's just far enough away that it's not close to home. Right.
Right.
So it's not like you're dealing with the everyday stuff, but it also was modern enough that your wife could work here. You can check your email. We can get some modern things done.
Yep.
But at the same time, we can let go of the BS of day to day. And we always talked about, Noel and I did at one point, hey, we just had a good dinner and we're sitting having an after dinner drink. And it's what would we do if we could buy that place? What would we change? What would make people happier? You know what? This makes me angry of what's happening there. What would we do? And damn it if we didn't buy it. So now, we forgot all our note cards and our sticky notes. And
so we should actually wrote this stuff down.
The worst part is we did write some stuff down. It's all packed in boxes and storage right now. So at some point we'll find it. But, sometimes dreams come true. And that's another thing to follow, right? And find your little local watering hole with people that you enjoy to be with. It has nothing to do with getting drunk. It has to do with enjoying the people.
Yeah.
And that's why Mike and I love doing this podcast. I love doing it because Mike's already started it. He does all the work. I just drink beer with him. But but it makes a big difference, right? It's horribly important to enjoy it with somebody that you're close to. So thank you, Mike, for involving me in this.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
I hope going forward we'll be able to do it other than at midnight. But
right. Our goal is to not start.
We'll get this better. But you know what? If I have a beer tomorrow after noon, I'll be drinking all day.
Oh yeah. Yep. I hear you. Well, awesome, man. Thank you so much. This is great. And there'll be many more podcasts from here for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Go out, try and find any of these. If you've come across any of the type of this style of beer that you think is really good, let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys. And we'll try and see if we can check it out and get a beer on the podcast.
Absolutely. So, and now that we've got a new avenue, it's possible that a distributor would have something.
Yeah, exactly.
And we may even get a distributor on the podcast. That'd be kind of fun, too.
That'd be kind of cool, too, because that would definitely be an angle or a viewpoint that we've something never really talked about before.
Absolutely. So. And I've met a couple of our distributors, even for liquor, right? Super nice people. They're as handicapped as we are in a small town of Hayward, Wisconsin, right? They all wish they lived in Milwaukee where everything is plentiful.
Yep.
But super nice guys. And I'm going to see if I can't get one of those guys to come in and maybe we're closer than ever, I'm going to say, with doing barrel aged with the barrel, right? So, all right, we're going to do a barrel aged stout in a Weller barrel, and then I can get the Weller to go with it. So,
yep,
we really want to do that. Mike and I have talked a lot about it, but maybe we get somebody from distributing or whatever on with us. It'd be a fun addition.
That would definitely be fun.
Absolutely.
That would be cool. So awesome, man. Well, cool. I think we're going to probably look at going to bed now.
I would think so. Yeah.
But this was fun, and thanks again for bringing these beers. They were all really good. I'm impressed with all of them. And ladies and gentlemen, like we always say, we hope your campfire is always warm,
And your beer is always cold.
and just remember, the campfire is always warm, and the beer is always cold at Callahan Lake Resort in Hayward, Wisconsin.
.com.
All right. Thanks a lot. See ya. Thank you for listening to the Northwoods Beer Guy podcast. If you have a question, a comment, or a beer you'd like us to review, please feel free to send us a message at northwoodsbeerguy@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're on Untapped, look up Northwoods Beer Guy and send a friend request. Until next week, I hope all your campfires are warm and all your beer is cold.